Welcome, everybody, back to Pardon the Distraction. I'm DjBluePDX here with your host, the Lost Drake.
Hi.
That's him. He's
Hi.
up there. And this is our new monthly podcast coming out we're doing this what? We're doing it once a week?
Every week.
Yeah, once a week. It's happening all month long. And we've got a lot of fun things to do, a lot of fun things to talk about. This is our very first one, our kickoff. It is the beginning of 2022. I haven't had a voice for weeks. I'm finally able to talk. We'll see how long this lasts today.
Yep.
But here we go. All right. So you can find us, of course, on our website at pardonthedistraction.com. This show releases every Thursday at noon Pacific. We've got different themes each week, 4 different themes for an entire month, so long as the month has 4 weeks, which I'm pretty sure mathematically is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got lots of different things. For starters, we're going to do our shoot the shit episode today where we're just kind of talking about stuff. There will be swearing. Deal with it. Our second week of the month is our indie week. We talk about indie games, new games, what's coming out in gaming, what to look forward to, what we're enjoying, what we're not enjoying, and how to manage all the ridiculous toxic fandom that nobody actually wants to talk about it, but we definitely want to talk some shit because there's stupid people out there posting stupid things on stupid places that we just want to talk about the fact that they're stupid.
And
Then,
one-ply toilet paper.
also, fuck one-ply toilet paper.
One-ply toilet paper.
God! All right, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
We've got Indie Week as week 2. Week 3 is going to be our Nerd Herd, comic book, etc. We're going to bring in a couple special guests regularly, including Cup of Roblox and Kick-Ass Jamis. And then our final week is movies, TVs, and it's our recap of the month. Talk about some of the best, the greatest. Go over some of our coolest and favorite clips we found of other people, and some of the dumbest shit we've seen on the internet. All of that and more, and it's all part of Pardon the Distraction, only here with the Lost Drake and DjBluePDX. Hello! How are you?
Hi.
So COVID's fun. Said
yeah.
no motherfucker ever.
Yep. Nope. Not at all.
I caught it at coming out of HCS, the Halo Championship Series, and we're pretty sure I caught it at the airport on the way out.
It had frequent flyer miles, was what you're saying.
I had frequent flyer something or other. I didn't have a voice, couldn't talk, ended up getting sick. Tested positive on the 27th. I got back on the 20th. Stayed in my house from the time that I got home. Tested negative for 6 days straight, and then suddenly tested positive on the 27th. And I just had another test this morning. Since I've now finally starting to feel better. I had food poisoning over the weekend.
Not gonna lie to you, he kind of sounded like Hodor there for a little while. I was like, what are you saying? Hodor.
It was not pretty, man.
Yeah.
It was not pretty. It was awful. Yeah. Also, and of course, in the process of all that, when you're not talking, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to listen to podcasts. Do you know where you can find our podcasts? You can find our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and of course, for those of you listening from Battlestar Galactica, Cylon Radio.
Yep.
Available near you.
All the above. Yes.
All of the above. There we go.
Even if you're underside drinking blue milk underneath Tatooine, you can still get it today. Go.
Nothing says fun like the blue nipple.
Yep.
It may, unless it's a dead person, and there's a reason why the nipple's blue.
Yes. Yep.
Donner, party of one.
Ooh.
No, sorry. God.
Okay. So topic of discussion this week, obviously,
Yes.
as you guys know, this is DJ Blue. I'm the Lost Drake. We are both content creators. We stream on Twitch and also multiple other places as well. All our social medias are down there. So make sure you guys check them out as we're scrolling through. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the podcast if you're loving everything, because, you know, we are going to be talking about a little bit of everything. You could be working out, listening to our nonsense. You could be, happy time, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. As long as you like our voice and you keep coming back, we love you. So with that being said, what are we going to talk about this week?
Choking the chicken? Nope, it's not that kind of show. Damn
okay.
Right.
Damn it. All right. Well,
We can talk about is the fact that you mentioned shitty fucking hotel bullshit toilet paper.
Well, it started.
I want to
at
be
Disneyland.
honest.
It started at Disneyland. Well, I mean, it started way before that, but Disneyland's toilet paper. All right. Look, I love Disneyland. It's the most magical place in the world. But why?
It is supposed to be the most magical place. Oh, good.
So bad. Literally,
well,
like, you go to wipe and your finger goes right through it, and you got poo on your hands. It just doesn't make any sense.
When I have to go at the Marriott, let's go talk about the Marriott that I was at in Raleigh, because that's where we're at for HCS. And of course, I've got toilet paper and I fold that shit over like 4 times and I'm trying to blow my nose. If my schnoz can blow a hole through 4 layers of your quote unquote 2-ply fucking toilet paper, your toilet paper is shit. It's awful. Like, it's pointless. It dissolves as soon as it touches back there. And then, of course, you're having to dig around and clean everything else out. You might as well take a fucking shower after it because it's useless. At least it's always one or the other. It's always either this is the most bullshit tissue toilet paper I've ever had, or or it's that recycled
Oh,
3
God.
grade down from fucking
Oh, God.
cardboard. That okay, let me go ahead and put this into perspective. Do you remember in the 3rd grade? Okay, here we
Yes.
go.
All
DJ's
right,
on a
let's go.
rant. You remember in the 3rd grade where they give you a pencil the size of a horse's leg trying to teach you how to do your capitals and your lowercase things.
Yep.
They hand you a piece of giant paper that's literally, they didn't even bother to bleach this shit. You can see the knots of wood from the tree that it was shaved off
Literally.
of, and it's
Yep.
there. And you can almost get slivers off this shit. And you're like, A, B. No, my B's are backwards. Now it's the D. This giant fucking pencil you've got leaning up against your shoulder and you're making your shit like that. And then you hand it in, and you know all they do is throw that right back into a wood chipper and turn it back into the same paper that you get to use the next day.
Yep.
That's the grade of toilet paper that the fucking places like Costco. Hey, you want to get Costco brand 2-ply? No, bitch. That's like literally a splinter in my asshole because of you.
It's
Is
wood
this too
ply.
much for our
It's wood
podcast?
ply. No, it's
wood
not.
ply.
It's not.
Definitely
Look,
hardwood.
you know what?
That's
Look,
for sure.
here. I'm going to give you guys the quick rundown of what this podcast is all about. This is going to be our daily rants. This is going to be things that people love to hear us talk about. This is things you may not want to hear about, but we don't give a shit. We are here to talk about all the things that people don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about the game industry. We're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about movies and comics and all the things that make everybody a nerd. But also, we're going to talk about the things that literally the number one that people don't want to talk about, and the most talked about conversations like Betty White passing away, or, you know, Bob Saget passing away. There's a lot of things
weird.
that most, Bob Saget's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't like, you know, it's not going to be a full house anymore. I don't know. You know, what, too soon? I don't know. But anyway.
Wow.
But in the end of
Less
this,
full house.
our goal is to make sure we give you guys a good time and we give you guys informative information. We may have special like shows in between where we bring in special people. Like we said before, we already got a good group of people that want to come on the show, and we're super excited. And we're moving into 2022 with all brand new faces and good people. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to get a lot of funny comments and skits and things that are going to end up either on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and wherever. We don't give a shit. It's about us having a good time, and we may have a drink, we may shoot the shit and just sit back and, you know, hopefully we have enough 1-ply to wipe our ass from all the shit that we talk.
God damn it.
No?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Went full circle.
We're just going to wipe 2021 out of our memory, out of our existence, and we're going to start over with 2022. You know, first casualty being, you know, obviously Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Who,
Bob Saget.
ironically, being America's dad from Full House, it's weird that if you ever listen to any of his comedy shows, he's a foul-mouthed motherfucker.
Oh, he's the worst. He's worse.
And it's
than
amazing.
us combined in church.
Oh my God. And the thing is, like, everybody not, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. When you
Can
find,
you
when you
imagine
find out how
the
foul-mouthed
behind
he
the
is,
scenes bloopers of the fuck ups on set?
Mhm.
Oh my God. Oh
That's
my
probably
God.
why the Olsen twins don't talk to him anymore. They're corrupted for life.
Well, I mean, that and the fact that he's dead, unless they have a seance, it's not really going to happen. So, I mean,
Well, look,
too soon?
Sage, I don't know.
Here we go. What's up?
Yeah,
There you go.
right?
I got sound effects because of my chickens.
All the above.
Perfect.
Look, we don't even bleep. We just keep
Yeah.
going with it.
We can just keep going.
So
Yeah.
So what is the most okay? So obviously Halo came out. We all know that. For anybody who doesn't know, DJ is a big Halo guy. He loves Halo. He has been obsessed with Halo. He ran Halo Outpost. He's freaking a rock star when it comes to stuff. He actually invited me out to do a panel way back in the day, 2018, before all this COVID shit started happening. And obviously we're all trying to get through our day-to-day life. But what do we do in our spare time? We play video games, and we're doing this podcast now to hang out with you guys more. But what games are you most excited for coming up other than Halo? Because I know Halo's going to have a bunch of DLCs and stuff along the way as well. But
Halo's got new releases that are coming out all over the place. It's going to be great. I'll be honest. For me, I'm definitely a Halo player. I'm a DJ, so literally half of my time lately has been using the new DJ equipment that I had to get to replace my other shit because Delta's a bunch of fuck offs. We'll talk about that later. But sorry,
it's all right.
not
That's
angry.
what this is for. We got to
I'm
be
not
real.
bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm just fucking angry.
No,
about it.
no, it's okay. It's stupid. Like, it's stupid.
No, so I would definitely say Dying Light 2 has been one thing that I've been just literally dying to see.
Yes.
I want to play that. I love Dying Light 1. It was definitely one of the greatest parkour zombie games I'd ever played. And their consistent upkeep on the game, including the latest DLCs, the seasonal events, and more, gave it an opportunity for it to continue its lifespan. And it continues to be amazing. And I've beaten the game a bunch of times on the Xbox, started playing it on PC, loved it even more there. Now we've got Dying Light 2. They are advertising that it's going to take 500 hours on the
I
average to
know.
100% complete it, which I've heard both sides of the
Well,
story.
they said 40 hours for the main campaign. The
Yeah.
main campaign, 40 hours, which is still huge. That is huge.
That's gorgeous.
But
That's
500
gorgeous.
hours to complete everything in the game, to get 100%, all achievements unlocked, everything,
Yeah.
and explore everything in the world, which is fantastic. And it's
And
a
what I like is
multiplayer
that-
parkour game. So
Yeah, and what I love is the fact that you can team up with your friends. You can help Sherpa your friends through
Is it
different
2 or
things.
4
I've
player?
taken. Oh, I want to say it's 4.
I want to say it's 4 as well, but I don't know.
I want to say
could
it's
be
been
wrong about
4 in the past. I don't know why they would limit it down to 2 if it was 4 previously.
it. Yeah,
But you get up to 4 people, which was rad. We'd run some crazy
Oh, yeah.
dumb shit. It was
we're gonna
always
play the
incredible.
shit out of that when it comes out.
What I do hope is that they have changed the approach to accessible areas, whereas there were places that you could get that you could only get in storyline modes of certain things,
Mhm.
and you'd have to break through the map in order to get there. There's a lot of clear barriers, and having worked in the game development field, one of the things that drove me crazy was clear barriers. And when I was working on Insula, that was one of the things that was nice was there were no big clear walls. If
Yep.
you saw it, you could
You can
traverse
go
it.
to it. Yep.
And for a game that's based so heavily on parkour and environmental movement tactics, it's really important that they lock this in and get this done right the first
Yep.
time. You really need to be able to go and do it and do it in the way that is obviously going to be fluid with the storytelling elements and aspects,
Yeah.
but allows you to really immerse yourself in it, because it breaks the immersion when suddenly you go someplace where you should be able to go and you can't get there because they just don't want you to have access to it yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's not how the real world works.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that was like the worst thing is when you were playing like Breath of the Wild or any of those games and you got those invisible barriers and you couldn't go forward because that
Or
was the
Breath
end
of
of
the Wild
map
and your
and stuff.
character didn't have nipples.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Nintendo? Men have nipples.
Jesus Christ, it's so true though.
Oh,
Like, you know
dude,
what?
I
He
said
didn't
I was
play
on
the
the...
Song of Storm right. Okay, that's how he didn't
Okay.
get nipples.
Do you want to know what happened for
What?
me? So I borrowed my friend's. So Jimmy, Xbox Insider 1, sends me his whatchamacallit,
Switch.
his Switch, right, to take with me my very first trip down to Australia, because I was
Mhm.
like, I'm not going to sleep on the plane. I'm
Yeah.
just so excited. I'm going to Australia. Let's go. And it's a 15, 17-hour flight to get down to Melbourne. So I flew straight from LA to Melbourne, and I've got the Switch, turn that fucker on to start playing, right? It bothered me so much. I'm like, the character doesn't have nipples. This is so weird. Why? And then I couldn't even pay attention to the rest of the game because I'm like, I just see this weird. And it was weird because
What
it
I
was
wanna know is
so
why you're running around with Link
anatomically
with no shirt on.
appropriate. Yeah, he spawns with no shirt.
Well, no, does he?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes. The
I
first
think-
thing you
sure
do.
Jimmy didn't
And
give you
he's
like some
he's
knockoff
so
version?
articulate. Like everything else is well defined, and then all of a sudden you spin him around and he's got no nipples. I'm like,
Maybe
well, this is
maybe you
awkward.
got the version nips to the past. Maybe you didn't get. You got a bootleg version.
It's the nippless. It's the nippless.
the
Nippless.
yeah.
There we go. It's the nippless.
Legend
Damn it.
of
All right.
Nipless.
It's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and of course, my first experience with Zelda was on the original
NES.
NES.
Yep.
And so that was a
First
very
game to ever
different,
be able to save, by the way.
very different game.
Yeah.
Very different game.
Yep.
Either
Most fascinating-
way.
most important part of that game, smashing pots.
Yes.
There's
Very,
something
yeah.
satisfying about it. Just and just
I
fucking.
felt the same way in all of the, all the Sands of Time. What was
Prince
it?
of
What was
Persia?
this? Prince of Persia games.
Yep.
Prince of Persia, just smacking the shit out of everything. Same thing with a lot of the different Assassin's
I think
Creed.
that's where that all came from. Smashing pots. That it started
yeah.
with Zelda. It had to have, because I don't know any other game that you like smash shit like that except Zelda. Like that.
Yep.
That was the best. Like just smashing shit. There's something like nostalgia about it. Playing video games, you just smash everything. It's maybe like an aggression tactic. That was all the devs. They were like, "Fuck this level," and they're
Right.
Just start breaking. Oh my god, this works. Let's make rupees, giant rubies, fall
Yeah.
out of fucking pots. All right,
Yep.
sweet. That was probably the first recording. It was the dev going ape shit.
Yeah, they were just
That's
having
where
a day
Link's
of
name-
frustration.
That's where it came from. what? And the juror's like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
weird because you think about that kind of aggression. That was before Twitter was really a thing.
Before we had
And
social
now,
media, where everybody
yeah,
just repressed all their feelings and didn't talk about things.
now you've got a bunch of 2-follower fuckface keyboard warriors out there talking shit because, of course, they've got so much experience in game development.
And make sure you all follow us,
Please.
okay? Because we love those nasty comments.
Yeah, right. Sorry. I have to. There are some people who comment on certain games where I know the developers and I'm
Yeah.
friends with them or involved with them, and of course can't say anything. And I have been instructed to not comment or respond, just leave the toxic people alone.
Yeah.
And half the time I want to respond with, who the fuck are you? And how many games have you launched, helped launch, or been asked to help launch or asked to work on? None? Well, guess what? Maybe there's a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe
People
there's
need
a
to calm
reason
down on that
nobody
shit.
asked you.
Yeah, people need to calm down on that shit. Like, honestly, if you
Oh,
guys are listening to this
God.
podcast too, like us working in the gaming industry, and we sit back and we watch people, and a lot of them are content creators, which is even more sad. But we definitely need to change that in the world because
Toxicity
developers work
should
5 years.
not be used to sell things.
5 years they work on a video game, and God forbid one bug is in the game and you guys have a meltdown. You know, I get it. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants the game to ship and they want it to work right, but things
And
slip.
the devs
it's
want the game to
millions
be
of lines of
perfect.
code.
Trust me. It's
Millions
not like
of
they
lines.
decided to fuck it and just see what would happen.
Yeah. That's
You know?
how pot breaking came about. It probably wasn't even supposed to be in the game. It was probably a fuck up. But back then, there wasn't social media to bitch about it or go, oh my God, I'm going to
Right.
cancel this game because fucking they broke pots and they were supposed to not be
Right.
broken. Like, so, you know, whatever.
Congratulations. Welcome to Reddit and 4chan.
Yeah, true. Look, you know what? Like I said, this podcast is going to be all about us shooting the shit and being real
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't do that. And we're sick and tired of people getting away with it. And we're just going to be real. I mean, like, all of us think it, but nobody say it. It's like one ply. We all wipe our ass. Look, I'm telling you, all of us have wiped our ass with one ply and our finger went through and we touched our butthole. You know, that happens. Okay? That happens.
I will, yeah.
All of us have done it, but nobody talks about it.
Well, it's because it's a shitty thing to talk about.
Wow. There's the dad joke for the night.
Just one? No, there's more coming.
There's more. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
sorry.
so games that are coming out next month. I know we're in January, but there really isn't a lot of games coming out in January. I think February is when everything's really picking up. But
yeah.
We actually have Dying Light 2. We have the new Horizon game coming out for PS5, which a lot of people are excited about because it's a continuation of that story, which is amazing. That's honestly one of the only games. What?
Yeah, keep going.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, so that's one of those games, action-adventure game that's just fantastic. PlayStation actually did a good job with that, and I'm really excited for that, and I'll actually get to brush the dust off my PS5. Sorry, PS fanboys, but it's a fucking brick, and I don't ever use it. Okay, go ahead.
4 days away, and in 4 days, for the first time ever, God of War is coming to PC.
Yeah.
I am so excited. I am definitely planning on playing that on
you don't
stream.
have a PlayStation, do you?
I do not have a PlayStation anymore.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I've gone strictly PC.
Dude, you're gonna love that. That is one of the best games ever. God of War is just fantastic.
So you have to understand. I started out on PlayStation.
Yeah, so did I.
I started out on I started on Atari and Nintendo, and then went PlayStation, and then Xbox.
Yep.
I briefly went to the Wii and was like, no, Wii, get that out of here. I went this process where I was trying to figure out what I want to do as a gamer. This is long before I was a streamer, but God of War was one of my favorite things ever, and I got to play it originally. It was the first video game I got on the PSP. My ex got it for me, and I got the God of War edition PSP 2.
Yep.
And I loved it. I played the living shit out of it.
Yeah. It's the red PSP, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved it. It was fucking amazing. And I played that. I played the Silent Hills that were on the PSP. And
PSPs and the Vita were ahead of their time. They were really good.
They were so ahead of their time.
They were really
Honestly, I look at that versus the Switch. I would play the PSP in a heartbeat because they have a fuck ton of games that I loved. The Switch doesn't have shit I want to play.
You know what? That's a discussion too, to go on to that also too. Nintendo has really been dropping the balls. They didn't have any place in the Christmas season other than Pokemon.
It was sad.
There hasn't been anything. There hasn't been any new Marios, any new Zeldas, any new Metro. Well, they did have Metroid Dread, which was fantastic.
Yeah, Metroid.
But that was in October. Like we got one game.
Yeah,
for a year?
I want to preface what I said though. I'm not hating on Nintendo,
Yeah, me neither.
and I'm not saying that Switch doesn't have offerings. Switch has an astounding array of games in their library for you to play on it. And the ability to play them in groups, especially for traveling, we can play
Mario Party and all those. Yeah,
all the Mario
Kart.
Party, Mario
Yep.
Karts. First of all, anything Mario Kart, I'm fucking down with any
Yeah.
day of the week, twice on
Which
Sunday.
they just
You
came
can
out
connect
with
all
a new
your
steering
shit.
wheel. Did you see that?
Oh
They
yeah,
came out
yeah,
with a
yeah.
steering wheel and foot pedals. I saw it at Walmart
Which-
the other day. I was like, oh shit, I kind of want to get this. And my wife looked at me and goes, we don't need that. I'm like, oh god damn it.
And as much as I love that, for me, it's just not a big enough draw for me to actually go and spend the money on one.
Do you think they need to step it up and go next gen? Do they need to compete with PlayStation and Xbox in this big console battle? If they went next gen and actually brought out a system that was equally as powerful as those two and said, hey, here's Unreal 5 type games from Nintendo, do you think they would succeed, or do you think they would lose the family friendly?
I think they need to, first of all, create a more ergonomically efficient and manageable controller scheme on their devices, for starters.
So it matches everybody else's? So you don't switch the A and the B and the Y and the X?
I don't. Yes.
It
yes.
fucking annoys me, dude. I play Nintendo games, I go back to Xbox, and I'm like, ah!
It fucking drives me nuts.
It drives me insane.
Universalize that shit.
Yeah.
But both sides of the fanboys are going to come unglued at that statement. They're going to freak out at us and be like, rah, 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 it's fine. Whatever.
Who cares?
I'm a keyboard and mouse guy anyways. I fuck controllers.
I mean, that's why you suck, but it's fine.
But I know. Now, if they took it towards the path of the PSP in that sense of design, and they start bringing and porting with the power that the Switch has, and sort of porting over games that aren't designed just for kids. I'm an adult. I don't want to play kids games. I want to play some sick ass horror games. I want to sit on an airplane and play through, if I want to play through Silent Hill, or if I want to play through Resident Evils, and I want to play through them correctly, great. I would love to do that. But that's
they
also
are getting better at it. They did bring Doom.
What the Steam Deck is going to be doing. That Steam Deck,
which I have pre-ordered.
I've already pre-ordered that bitch. I'm waiting. I got the nice one.
Second shipment. The first shipment hasn't gone out, but I'm on the second shipment, so I think we're getting those in April.
I've got the upgrade. I've saved the money for that. It's sitting aside. It's been saved for a while.
Yep. We'll do a review on that too on the podcast too when we get them.
Yeah, and that'll be great because then we can travel with them, play games with them, play games with our friends with them, and hopefully they'll have interconnectivity between devices, so you can just connect locally and do a local.
I think they already said that is going to be a thing. There's going to be literally a cable that you can connect, and there's also going to be wireless as well.
Yep, and so those types of elements would be great. If you could do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
For that, but just the Switch just wasn't for me. The Steam Deck seemed much more universal in that sense of it's already got my Steam library on it. I'm not going to buy anything new. Keeping track of fucking cartridges.
You know what it looks like, by the way? I was going to bring this up. It looks like Game Gear, doesn't it? Like an old school Game Gear.
It does kind of look like an old Game Gear.
I saw it and I was like, man, they fucking copied this and made it a Game Gear.
But they made it functional.
But yeah, well, look,
they made it actually work.
You know what? Sega. Okay, look, I'm gonna give Sega a shout out right here, right now. And a lot of people are gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But listen to this, right? Sega was ahead of their time on every system. The 32X, that adapter thing that went in the Sega Genesis to upgrade the graphics. They also had the Sega CD. They were the first ones to do a CD drive. They were also the first ones to ever put a modem inside their system, the Dreamcast. They were also the first, well, I mean, they probably had modems, but they weren't like that where it was multiplayer online, because the old football games on Dreamcast were the best. And then,
I can't play sports games. If I'm going to play a sports game, I'm going to actually go outside and play a sports game.
I'd rather do that too. But I did love Madden. And there's another person who passed away, by the way, since we're going on the full cycle. I can't believe that. I mean, he didn't pull an audible of death. So, whatever. So, look, too soon. I know. Sorry. The death jokes keep coming. Look, I respect the man. And you know what? Betty White would laugh at every one of these jokes. So, therefore,
technical foul.
Win. So would Bob Saget. He would laugh too. So,
10 yards unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sportsmanlike contact, throwing the red flag. Let's go. I'm challenging this play. But just in general though, like all these games that are coming out for the Stream Deck, and there's a lot though. February is packed with games, and being able to have like the Stream Deck where you can play those games in mobile, like that's huge. Playing God of War or playing these other games that you can just download on PC and be like, whoop, and there you go. I think that's going to be a huge turning point for the handheld industry, and definitely Switch is going to have to step it up to be able to compete with that. Or the family friendly environment is definitely awesome, but it's just, like a lot of people, like I have people even in my community too. They're like, oh, I love my Switch. It's the greatest thing ever. The Switch is in bed and travel only. Like, when do you just sit down and play the Switch? You don't really. I mean, some people do, some people don't, I guess. But for me, why not play the Xbox? Why not play PC? Why not play PS5?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? And of course, if you want to check this out and check out the list of what's coming up and what we're kind of looking at, I'm going to put this over in our private conversation. We'll add this to the notes. I'm looking at the GameInformer.com/2022. That's what you want to do. That's the link for it. We'll put that in the
description down below. Yep.
Click, in the description down below. There you go. And I'm going to steal a line from Cup of Robots, by the way, for anybody who is watching live right here on the show. Guess what? We just gave away a car. There you go. Too bad you're listening to it on the podcast form.
Yep. Sorry. It's over. You can't.
People be like,
can't give it
wait
up.
a minute, you're broadcasting this live? No, actually, we don't.
Yeah. Yep.
Mother.
We recharge that like a Tesla. Let's go.
There we go. There we go.
So obviously, the big one for me, the big one, and I bring it up all the time, and everybody knows that I'm a big Destiny guy, but the big Witch Queen expansion is coming out.
Yes.
And they've already confirmed the Witch Queen. The Witch Queen.
Witch Queen.
Savathun.
Oh.
Or I mean, whatever.
Yep.
But besides the point, I've been waiting for this for a long time, and they did officially announce that the campaign is going to be well over 20 hours.
Nice.
Which is huge. And cinematics, which is huge. And they showed the first live trailer at the Game Show Awards, and it looked phenomenal. Real live actors. They're bringing in people to actually play out the characters, which is really cool.
Awesome.
And you can customize every weapon in the game, no matter where it's from. And if you like that weapon, you can customize it and make it however the fuck you want, which is great. So they're finally doing what they set out to. But this is also, and I've said this time and time again, this is the first time that Bungie has had full control over an expansion. This is all them. No other company is involved. And fuck Activision. I'm just going to say that live and proud. Fuck Activision. And I don't even play, I can't do it anymore. And I don't know how you guys all feel about it, but Call of Duty is fucking dead to me. Like, a lot of people still play it, but it's just like, it's garbage. It's garbage.
It's the same regurgitated game over and over.
It's fucking horrible. And people buy it because, it's the greatest time ever. It sucks ass. Let's be real.
When storylines happen, great. I like the storylines, like the campaigns. If you're coming out with a game that doesn't have a campaign,
I played it.
Well, yeah, and the campaign was questionable.
Yep, it was bad.
Yeah, I will say one other thing coming out in January is the game that no one in their right mind or anybody from the community asked for. Rainbow Six Extraction's coming.
Yeah,
because reasons and whatever. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection comes out later on in
that'll be cool.
January.
That'll be a cool playthrough again.
Well.
That'll be a cool playthrough. But, PlayStation of the remastered. That's all they've been releasing lately is remasters. They're not
just
actual
remastered stuff. Congratulations.
Remastered. They're not making anything
because
new.
they should have just gave backwards compatibility, not made it a paid for bullshit thing.
Yep.
Drives me nuts.
There you go. You just hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah. And we've got other things we'll talk about. We don't want to go too far into February because we'll do that in February and talk about the month's games coming in there.
Yep.
For next month's shows as we kind of catch up and get back to our regular schedule. We started a little late this month because I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a voice for weeks. I have never been gone that long without being able to talk. And it was awful. Like, I called Drake a couple times. Like, what the fuck did you just say? What are you saying? Why are you saying it like this? What's wrong with you?
Like I said, he sounded like Hodor. He was like, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the hell are you even saying to me right now? But no, we've been trying to get this off the ground for quite some time. We were actually planning on launching it the first week of December. Just, shit happens, guys. And, you guys all know that. Christmas season, everything gets backed up, family, friends. You get stuck in the latest video game, whatever the case may be. But now our goal is to make sure that we do this every week. We will not miss a week unless one of us miss, or sick or hurt or injured or something like that. Yeah. But we're going to do our damnedest to knock out every single week, knock out the podcast, bring it to you guys so you guys can hang out, learn the newest things. Maybe you haven't heard about it. Maybe you read about it. But please comment below. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear things that you guys want to talk about as well, because everything that you guys put in there. And also, too, We do have an official Twitter as well, and Instagram and TikTok. We are across the board, and we have a website, pardonthedistraction.com, and you guys can go on there and check out all the information that maybe we don't even talk about in our blog posts, and we are live on all podcast services. Again, I just want to make sure we say that because we are reintroducing ourselves with a brand new year, brand new host, and DJ has been so awesome to grace us with his presence. And
I'm excited.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm excited. And we got tons of fun stuff to talk about, like especially during our upcoming segments later on in the month. One of the things I want to talk about during movie and TV week at the end of the month, I want to talk about what I saw the other day, which honestly, one of the things we're going to talk about during that segment is Matrix, the new Matrix movie, and how
I've not watched it yet.
Okay, no spoilers. So I'll give you till then to watch it. But there has been a lot of different opinions about the way that you utilize, as a filmmaker, the way you utilize nostalgia in order to capture that previous energy, pay homage to the previous iterations of it, and take it to move it forward. One movie that I think did an incredible job was Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh my God, that movie was so good.
It was so amazing. And of course, now one of the things that I did, so when I was flying back from HCS, they had HBO, they had the HBO stuff on there on the plane, and so I'm flying back from Raleigh, and I live in Oregon, so I was flying through to Utah. I watched Ghostbusters on the way over. I watched a couple episodes of Raised by Wolves, which is on HBO, which is a really fucked up show.
Oh, I watched that all the way through. I actually love that show.
Bro, it's so fucked up. It's beautiful. It's beautifully well done, but it's fucked up. I love it.
Did that get renewed for a second season? Do you know?
I don't, but
because it ends so fucked up, and I'm like, I won't ruin anything.
Well, I haven't finished the last episode, so I will. I'm definitely on that.
So good.
But so we're talking about Raised by. I'm putting notes here. We're gonna talk about Raised by Wolves.
Yeah.
When we get down to that end of things, and then most importantly, we're gonna talk about Ghostbusters. Kevin hadn't seen Ghostbusters in a long time. Kevin's my housemate. He does a lot of glass work. He's an artist and a doctor. So I watched it on the way home on the flight back, and then I watched Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
And on the way from Utah to Portland. And it was great because I grew up on these movies, and it was Ghostbusters 2 had one of the best soundtracks at the time. Oingo Boingo, Bobby Brown, back before Bobby Brown was complete and total crap. It was so much. It was a great fucking soundtrack. So when we get
that part,
right?
Yeah.
When we get to Afterlife, there was so many nods. When you're listening, anybody who's a fan of the original Ghostbusters, well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. So, but Ghostbusters Afterlife, it's out now. You can see it in the either. I think it's still in theaters. You can get it on demand.
I think it just came out, didn't it? Like where you can actually download.
Yeah, you can get. I saw it on digital. We watched it upstairs on digital.
Yeah. I think it's out
because I'm not going into public at all ever again.
Well,
but
I mean, I haven't got COVID yet, knock on wood. But
Okay. And for those of you listening, I am vaccinated, and I still managed to catch it.
Yep.
So, and it's awful. Like I'm still sleeping 12. If I don't get a solid 12 hours of sleep, I just feel dead. No, I'm not dead. I'm not on a ventilator. I'm not in a hospital.
And you're still alive, and you're doing a podcast. So therefore, vaccination does work. Just saying.
Yes. And if you don't like that, well, guess what? Listen to somebody else's fucking podcast.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
So for that, I just want to talk about it because that level of nostalgia and the way that they integrated the music in these different scenes, we're gonna have a great conversation about that. Taking a look at some of the other iterations, including Spider-Man and more. And we'll be able to talk about that during our comic book section. And it's wonderful because we'll have some really great fans of both DC and Marvel. And one of the things I think that we'll have a great conversation about is comparing the success of the pathway of success that Marvel has found compared to DC's seemingly disorganized attempt to continue rebooting the same storylines over and over. And I think we'll have a really long conversation about that and some really good insight coming, hopefully, with
and the new Batman and Aquaman coming out.
Yeah, we can schedule that and we'll get Kick-Ass Jamis and Couple Robots in here with us for that. And they're wonderful, wonderful guests who have a lot of good insight.
Yes.
So-
we're gonna have a lot of mixed talent on here too, guys. We're gonna have a lot of people that cosplay. We are gonna have people that are just because of their knowledge base. I mean, like we said, Marvel, DC. We're gonna have comic book artists. We're gonna have cosplayers. We're going to have people that like one of the people that we do want to bring on the show, and we're hopefully gonna get her on if she has time. Braided Bandit. All these people, they're all so passionate about so many different things, and it's going to be really cool to give a lot of diversity on this. And we're going to bring every race, culture, type, background. It doesn't fucking matter to us. We are going to bring on everybody on here because we want everybody to have a voice, and we want everybody to get out here and be like, hey, look, like, this is me. This is what I'm happy about. This is what I love. And we don't give a fuck what you think. And that's the way it's going to be around here. So, and you know, the perfect example why it's called Pardon the Distraction, because we're going to distract you from the day-to-day bullshit that happens in the world, make you laugh a little bit, make you think about stuff, and maybe even educate you on some stuff that you didn't know, or maybe you educate us, you know? We don't get everything right. We're human just like everybody else. We don't want you coming and be like, we're canceling you because you said that Ghostbusters wasn't a homage. Well, fuck you.
Wow.
Fuck you. That's what I say to that. Look, you can have an opinion. Everybody can have an opinion, but we're here to do our best to bring the information and the guidance and just help people out. You know, we're probably going to do little spin-offs of this podcast. We'll probably give advice. We'll do reviews. And the bigger that we grow, the more sponsors that we get, the more things that happen. We're going to do cool giveaways. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. So this will be a really good thing. And again, I got to give big praise to DJ Blue PDX for coming on here and taking on the host role with me. We were planning on doing this from the very beginning, back in June, and just life has been crazy. And I also want to give a big shout out to little Ethan. Ethan designed all of this that we have here. He is such an amazing artist in Unreal 5, and there's a lot more coming from him. And we're going to be doing some stuff, and who knows, maybe we'll even have him on the show, you know, as an artist segment, which would be really cool. So
actually,
he would love that.
That would be a great segment.
So those type of things, like we may have everything from art and graphic design, and this is an introduction week to kind of get you guys familiar with what we're planning on doing. But we're going to be on a pretty set schedule. We'll let you guys know. We'll tweet things out. We'll give you plenty of heads up so you can make sure you tune in, and we'll make sure we post up all of the podcast links in Discord. We'll make sure we have them up on social media as well. So yeah, and make sure again, if you guys like it, like, subscribe, and follow us, please.
Yep, absolutely. So I think that pretty much covers our pretty much covers it for right now.
Yeah,
that's our good intro. That's a good healthy intro right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Get things
going. Drake, where can everybody find you?
Yeah. So I'm on the Lost Drake across the board on everything. The Lost Drake on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, I'm there. Hover.gg, which is brand new, which is amazing. It's like a gamer TikTok.
We got the new Hover.
Yeah, and Hover is really, really cool. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely, especially if you're a gamer, you'll love it. It's basically gamer TikTok. Twitch is where my home is. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 3 p.m. to midnight. All 4 of those days, and then I have 3 days off to recoup and make more videos and edits so we can get these podcasts up, and we can do our recordings on Monday. And what about you, DJ?
You can find me at DjBluePDX on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Hover, TikTok. I'm starting to now get into the TikToks and things of that nature.
I'm forcing him.
He's forcing me through. I'm going to have to do some stuff.
I don't give a shit. I'm like, give me your login. I don't care. I'm going to make sure you do
Yeah, I play Halo, some Rainbow Six Siege. I'm also a DJ. I'm actually a DJ. So, I'm one of the Astro and Logitech DJs. I actually have the Astro House Party. We do house music on Fridays, dance music on Saturdays. Sundays is our down-tempo lounge, and that is where we take a whole different path to music. And instead of creating a beat-matched, syncopated experience, it's an emotional journey through all sorts of acoustic, ambient, and down-tempo covers. So lots of different styles, lots of different types. I recently just had to upgrade my equipment because Delta Airlines dropped my gear and broke it and still hasn't paid me for it.
Which, by the way, Delta, get your shit together.
Yeah, Delta, get your shit together. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
God. So, yeah. With that being said, thanks so much for watching, listening, and otherwise, and we will see you next time live right here on Pardon the Distraction. Actually, it's not live, it's recorded.
All the above. Well, that's why you didn't win the car. Okay, bye.
Fuck.